Alrighty, welcome back for some more easy blues harmonica, and today we're going to play the minor pentatonic scale in second position. Now, I have done a video on this before, but there was a discussion on Modern Blues Harmonica Forum on Facebook about like, what are people practicing, what are they doing, and I've got a bit of a pet thing of like, I like fundamentals, like they're not basics, because when you say basics, you think of something that you move on from, like you start at the basics, then you're intermediate, and then you're advanced. But like the fundamentals are really important. And this isn't an exercise that I've made up for beginners on my YouTube channel. This is actually what I practice. This is the sort of thing that I practice basically daily, like I'll nearly always do a scale. And the way that I like to do it is I remember it two ways. It's like root note and I play the scale, or root and then I play the scale. So it's root and then I play the scale. So we've got 7 beats out of an 8-beat measure, and we're going to use that to play a 5-beat scale. So what do? Is I play the root note. Let's try to say, I play the root note, I play the root note again, then I play the flat third, play the fourth, play the fifth, play the flat seventh, and then I play the first again, or the 8th, like the root of the scale, and I hold that, and I do that for the 12-bar blues pattern. So what do I sort of mean? Well, I mean something like this, and again. So I do that fairly regularly. So what's happening is we're outlining a 12-bar blues structure with the first beat of the bar. So the root note that I'm talking about is the root note of the chord. Then I play the scale. So that's why we get that doubled root note when we're on the one chord. Now, why do I do a minor pentatonic scale when I play so much blues? Like I'm in a blues band, we play a lot of second position blues. When you listen to me when I play, for harmonicas, it's really common for us to bend all our notes. Like use that 4-draw bend a lot. And even when you hear me doing like a pentatonic scale, I nearly always bend into it. It's a habit, and I don't really particularly want to do it if I'm doing it unconsciously. So it would be nicer if I got a clean 4-draw. That's why I practice pentatonic scale rather than a blues scale. The other thing in there is the 3-draw half-step bend. Really important note to practice. Very difficult to pitch. Like you've got to have a good idea in your head of like what the tone of the note should be. So if you just want the half-step bend. So what I like to do is have a backing track going, and I particularly like to have a minor backing track, because that gives me a minor 1 chord. It makes it a lot easier for me to hear and pitch that half-step bend. If I just use the 3-draw without the bend, it'll sound a little bit out against a minor backing track. Whereas on a normal blues is like a major or dominant 7th chord, so it does have like a third, isn't a flat third. So a few little tricks and things that I do to sort of get through it. But yeah, that's basically what I like to do. And the cool thing about this is like why I do it all the time is for basically most of the songs we're doing a vamp, and then we're doing a bit of melody, and the melody is usually just the minor pentatonic scale with a few little bits and pieces in it. So like easy thing to sort of combine back and forth. So a good way to practice it, like I said, have a bit of a backing track going. I like to do this sort of thing daily, so if I'm just by myself, just get that little bit of a beat going, tap your foot, you know, maybe lucky enough to be sitting on a cajon, something like that. But yeah, so let's get our backing track going. It's Quist, which is always good fun. We're going to play the root note, and then we're going to play that minor pentatonic scale, and yeah, let's see how we go. Right, so for all the dedicated students that are still here, that was like a really good one. Now, it's Saturday morning when I record these, but did you hear I made quite a few mistakes in there? Like I missed my 4, Here's my 4 chord. At one point I even sort of got lost, and that was like really important. When you do get lost, not sure what the chord is, just hit the root note, because you don't sound out when you're playing the root notes. Other things in there, because you're playing for like a lot, like on a long backing track, it gives you a chance to like really sort of do some things with your mouth, like getting a bit of a dry mouth there. That's why I had a bit of water. So it was actually like licking the harmonica in the little gaps and like sort of, you know, doing those sort of things. So it's only by playing for a long time that you sort of start to learn to do that sort of stuff. So yeah, for something as simple as like playing a root note and then the minor pentatonic scale, you can still make little errors and things there. So that's why I practice it all the time. That's why it's a fundamental and something to sort of work on. The other thing to having that backing track in the background is you've really got time to hear how the notes sound. Now, oftentimes, like I was getting a little bit inspired towards the end there, I wanted to sort of like wander off and do some other things. That's really, really good. Like it's a nice 10-minute backing track. So for your practice, I usually like to have my plan, like root note, then I play the scale, root and then I play the scale. So I've got my pattern, I know what I want to play, get into the groove. Things will happen like, oh, the harp's a bit sort of sticky, I've lost where I am. You've got to try and keep in that groove. That's part of the learning process. And then once you're sort of really solid in the groove, everything's going how you want, well, yeah, get a little bit inspired, play a different melody like you heard at the very end there, start going the other way down. But get the groove happening first, get the simple, repetitive fundamentals happening, practice them, and yeah, get out there, have some fun.